You know how much I love a good like home renovation show, and I'll sit around. Let me tell you something. At my big age, I've never done the home thing. I never owned a home. Ain't done all the things. Ain't got time. I be looking at stuff. I'm like 30-year mortgage, and then I'm like, house, plane ticket, house, stuff. I just weigh all these options, but I sit around. I watch these home renovation shows as if I'm going to do a project. And I'm always looking for like new ones to watch. I could just watch this stuff back to back. Even from a kid, I used to sit around and watch This Old House. That's a throwback for you.
Yes, it is.
That's public access television, y'all. I used to watch This Old House. I would watch what's the one? What's the one everybody watch?
Not Trading Spaces.
I did watch Trading Spaces, but that's not what I'm thinking about.
Remember the one Niecy Nash hosted? I don't remember the name of it. She hosted one on TLC.
I'm trying to think. What's the? I watch it all the time. Why is it coming out of my head?
House Hunters.
Jesus.
That's the OG. I still.
Why did you make? I don't know why I have a brain fart. House Hunters, Property Brothers. You name it. I watch everybody and everything. And actually, this show that we're going to be talking about today was actually produced by the Property Brothers. So there's that.
I did not know. Okay.
So it fits into that home renovation pocket, but there are also additional things in this show that I just love and appreciate because there's so many layers stacked. So you know how like you watch House Hunters and you could watch like 18 of them episodes back to back and don't even realize it?
Literally every Sunday.
This is like extended House Hunters renovation, right? It's like we're going to give it to you in pieces here and it'll all come together in the end. And so I'm having fun with that. That's just how I would lay it out to you. But if you don't know yet, we are going to be reviewing the Max series, Breaking New Ground. Go ahead and check out this trailer real quick, and we'll be right back with our discussion about the series.
I am Robert Hartwell. I'm a Broadway performer, educator, entrepreneur, and this is my White House.
I don't think he knew what he was getting into. You literally have a river running through your parlor.
That's frightening. I'm really gonna be living my best life in this house.
Wow.
When people come in, they realize I am royalty. And I deserve to be here.
I distinctly remember hearing about this story on social media. I remember being on social media and this story taking off and going viral. And that was the story of our main character here, if you will, Robert Hartwell purchasing a home, and that home having a rich, deep history with slavery. Okay. And it being like a sort of a full circle moment. So in the midst of like the pandemic and all the protests and things that were happening, there were just like these little stories that would pop up here and there that were like, good things that were happening. And so many people were pleased to know that this historic home had been purchased by a black man, and it was going to be like, a renovation. It just had some depth and value to the story. So let me ask you, once you heard about this show, did that come down your timeline during the pandemic? Did you ever hear about that story before this?
Even this pandemic. No. So to be honest, I had never heard of this, which actually shocked me because, the algorithms are going algorithms. So I'm surprised that never came my way. And then also I too enjoy some home renovation and, that type of content. So I was shocked that I had never heard of this, but when I saw the trailer, was super, super excited about it because our two main characters, the house and then Robert himself, seemed really fascinating to me. And he seemed so fun and so colorful, and not just his outfits, but like his personality. I was interested. And I also have never heard of him. So I was like, okay, I'm ready to check this out. Yeah.
And I think this show does a good job of having something for everyone. Again, if you're just into the home renovation shows, that's there for you. If you are into history, that is also there for you, which I greatly appreciate. Those are two things I can watch those things all day long.
Same.
That's
same,
it.
Same.
And then you add in someone like Robert, who let me see if I can lay this out for you. Robert is he reminds me of Little Richard meets Miss Frizzle.
Why is that perfect though? Oh, why is that perfect? Yes, he is.
Every time you see him, he's got some look going on, right?
Yes.
And it's like, okay, you get that, then you get his personality. He's outspoken, he's striking, he gets your attention.
Yeah.
And so at some point that this has to translate over into this home. And
oh yes.
it does indeed. He does not give you any sort of regular designs, any plain boring anything. The home matches everything about him.
Its owner. Yeah, absolutely. And I wouldn't want it any other way.
So
not at all.
I want to get into some of the history here. Do you have the synopsis of this? What do they say on that?
So IMDb doesn't really have one, but I found something.
Okay.
All right. So breaking new ground. This is a little lengthy, so here we go. Robert Hartwell took a picture in front of himself in front of his new home and posted it on the internet. His life changed forever. At a time when the world needed hope, Robert shared a vision of what could be achieved. A gay Black man had offered new possibilities, and little did Robert know, new challenges. This show will test his drive to live his dream of transforming a 200-year-old house with a complicated history into a home filled with love. This series is about his journey as it celebrates resilience in those that came before him. Uplifting, transformative, and timely, this series brings a new meaning to a home renovation review. It's renovation story 200 years in the making.
Okay. So with the history of this home, the home is in somewhere in Massachusetts. I can't remember. What was it called? Was it Bethesda or something like this?
Somewhere in Massachusetts.
Somewhere with a B. I know it started with a B.
Yeah.
And it's definitely in one of those towns that most Black people would not want to be in. Robert is not like most Black people. So I'm curious though, and they don't really say in the show, and this is the point where I'm going to pick at a few things, and I want to know what you think. They don't really say in the show how he came across this specific listing. They just say he was looking at stuff and but how did you come to this specific listing, 2 hours outside of New York City and just in some random town? They didn't really say to me, right? Which is fine. And then the cutbacks and the depth that they try to add to the meaning of everything. Some of it seems to be a bit dramatized, a bit much for me.
Yeah.
Because maybe it's a cynicism in me, but I'm just like, everything ain't that deep. Everything ain't about you to the point that it's world changing. But we all have this this newfound reality, especially with social media. Everybody has, main character syndrome, if you will, right? And so when Robert speaks about the home and he says things like, it's this is historical thing and it means so much to my family and Black people need a place to rest and stay. That's your place. I can't come there. And I think there are moments in the show, just like any other home renovation show, where things come up with the house. conflicts, budget, surprises, all those things are there.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be honest with you. Throughout the renovation, we learned that Robert has, had a successful career on Broadway, performing, traveling around the world, doing his thing. He owns a company that teaches, up and coming talents for Broadway and so on and so forth, et cetera, et cetera. He's lived a pretty, fabulous life. He has a family that has sewed into him early on, which
yes.
I truly think when you really peel back all the layers of everything, that is the reason that he's in the position that he's in now.
Yes.
Is that he had
I've been
people
that the whole time. Say it.
It's the truth. He had people sewing into him and his dreams from early on. I read somewhere when he was younger, he went to a boarding school, a performance arts boarding school. He was probably one of the few Black people there. Okay. If not the only. And he's lived in several places and stuff before his whole Broadway thing. Having the foundation that he has and having had the opportunities that he has had, which he does acknowledge in the show, so it's not like he's, unawares.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is this. When the moments come up and there's like bumps in the road, whether it be the renovation, the contractor calling him, letting him know something's gone wrong, trying to decide on what to pick out, or the callbacks to historical references and things like this. All of these things I say to say this. I never feel bad for him ever. I don't empathize ever. I'm just like, you can stop. You can stop this. You can stop trying to lay that emotional part, that bit that y'all try to do for the show. Stop, because I don't feel it. I don't feel connected. I just want to see the house.
Oh, interesting.
I'm like, I don't care. Yeah. I love watching the history. I love seeing the surprises that come up in the renovation, the changes they have to make, the designs they choose, all these things. But I never, at any point, do I ever feel bad for him. And I think they try to make us do that.
But this is commonplace in almost all these renovation shows.
Yeah.
Because one, it's filler. We know that. Two, it tries to make you connect with the homeowner. So it's more than just you looking at this house as this, inanimate object. It's just a house. But you're connecting with the homeowner and then their storyline. And so I think the difference with this is that this is a whole series. They got to squeeze out 8 episodes, as opposed to like when you're watching a typical home renovation type of show. It's one episode. It's 30 minutes to an hour with one homeowner, one family, one home, whatever. With this, we got to squeeze these out. So then it's making you identify with him more, but connect with him more. So we have to add these little extra bits to it, because otherwise this show would be 2 episodes and
we'd be done. We'd be done.
2 hours. You feel me?
So production does make a decision here so that we kind of get more out of it, because when you watch home renovation shows, you usually can get something in a good 20 minutes and be out, right?
Listen, I watch, like, when I go to the nail salon, they always have them running. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to watch this house, watch y'all renovate. By the time I'm done, house is done.
Yeah.
It's ready.
Yeah. You can watch a couple of houses be flipped and everything in no time.
Yeah.
What this show does is it changes the pace of everything. And production decides to give us like 6 episodes or whatever. And they reveal to us a significant story for each room that gets renovated. Now, if you've ever had a renovated home, or if you watch as much home renovation TV shows as I have, then you're an expert. And you know that the truth of the matter is the whole home is getting renovated at the same time. Okay?
Baby. Is it? Yes.
It's all happening at once. But in this show, what they do is they just give us rooms. So we start out with like the main parlor and the significance of that. And at the end of the episode, we get the reveal of the finished product. We later get like things like the bedroom. There also, I did like the fact that that Robert said that he's not going to refer to any, because of the history of the slaves and the history of the home, that he didn't want to refer to any space in the home as like a master bedroom, because you know what that means, right? Mm-hmm. We know the significance of that. I did like the fact that he pointed that out and he did not want to do that. So instead they call it the primary, room or the main, stuff like this. Fine.
But have you noticed that that's the thing now? Because you watch HGTV.
Yeah.
That's the thing now. We no longer say master bedroom. That we're now saying primary or main room.
Yeah.
That's like across the board now. Mm-hmm.
So, so there's those things. And each episode, like I said, we get a room reveal. Even though I know in the back of my mind that the house is done when we see in the rooms revealed. The whole house is done, Yeah. But I'll let it slide because I like that it's being dragged out because I want to see more details. Sometimes even when I watch certain home renovation shows and it ends quick or whatever, I'm just like, there's certain homes that come up and I'm just like, I would have really liked to see this in detail or whatever. And this feeds that desire.
Yeah.
Let me see. The other things is, and currently we're, approaching like the last episode here, but I really want to know, and this will be, who knows who will hear this, but Robert, if you ever hear this, I want to talk about literally the financial woes of purchasing this home. Number one, let's get down to the nitty gritty. How did you get the money for the house? What was the process? I remember reading somewhere that there was an issue with a loan where he did try to go out and receive a loan.
But I also truly remember doing 2 different bank applications. One, checking the demographic that I was a Black man and that I was single and being denied. I should not have been denied for that first loan.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But they're talking big numbers that you don't see on your standard show, right? Your standard renovation show. So we're talking like we're $150,000 above budget, and the budget is already $1.5 million for renovations, and I'm just like, yo, how many Wicked performances do you do?
Shut up.
Because Robert dresses fabulous. He's always, done up to the nines. You know how you can watch some people on TV and it's like, I bet they smell good. Robert has that aura where it's like, I bet he smells fancy. Or some people you see them, it's like, they look like money, right? And I'm just like, yo, he's doing it up. But in this show, they just start throwing numbers out. But I'm just like, where's the money coming from? Well, I want to know.
He did say, and I know you caught this, that the house was purchased in cash. So cash offer. He probably did have that. Like especially if he was already looking for a home, he probably already had that set aside for down payment and was expecting to finance the rest of the house, right? But this situation came to where he was able to buy the house in cash, but then had to finance all the renovations.
Yeah.
So I understand a little bit of that. I do get why you're saying these are numbers that we typically don't see in a renovation show. I feel like most shows on like HGTV, they try to make them a little bit more relatable for the average person.
Yeah.
So we are seeing, typical average American budgets. With this, we are seeing a New York City Broadway star, theater star, entrepreneur. So we're getting fabulosity. We are seeing money, but we're seeing it in a different way, not the way you see it in like maybe like some of the Beverly Hills home shows. So I kind of like that we're doing this because I'm like, oh, I don't ever like, sometimes he'll allude to like, oh man, went over the budget, but he don't really pull back.
Oh no, he don't never sweat about it.
We're projecting it to be somewhere between $20,000 and $25,000 for that work alone.
I just now need to go creatively strategize what I'm going to do budget-wise to fill that hole.
He's like always finding money. He's like, no. I want these countertops. So therefore, like, we're going to pull the money out of the budget for these countertops. So like, part of me, I'm like, I kind of like the mystery of it all because I already got to worry about my own finances.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm enjoying watching him spend. I like
It's like this. It's like this.
Mm-hmm.
The because I always watch things from a production like standpoint. It's just how
Yes.
I can't help it, right?
We know.
And so I just wonder how much of this is covered under that umbrella as well. And with striking up the deal for this show, did he already has his company, he's already in entertainment. Did he do this under a production company of his? And did this help fund some of the things? Because again, I told you who this was produced by, okay?
Yes.
They got enough to get this project done and see it through, especially if it's going to generate revenue from a show. And how, there's just so many variables here. And I'm just there's no transparency in that aspect. And I get it. I don't always talk about money with everybody either. But when you are going and you're trying to leave an impact and leave an imprint, and you say that you are doing things to inspire other Black people who want to occupy spaces that they didn't think about, that they could before. And the whole time I'm sitting back and I'm like, okay, I got $1,000 in my pocket. What can I do with this? How do I start flipping this? And you flipped it. You already done it. And you don't say. This is not even just to Robert. This is anybody who gives advice or wants to inspire people. You give it. You've done it. Like, come on.
Didn't DJ Envy try to do that? And now he...
No, that was... DJ Envy was getting scammed. That's different. That's different. My point is... You can really, you have a platform, you have a unique personality, people are going to be drawn to you for that reason, right? You have a unique story, and now you are in this unique journey. All of these things stand out. At some point, you could just say, I took this amount of money, invested it in X, Y, and Z, and it grew into, you ain't even got to get into the specifics. And something like that will, if you want to inspire other Black people to start looking into other avenues and arenas, then you share those things on a large platform. And I don't see that from this show. Of course, they want to keep it as light as possible because it's a home renovation show. You don't want to but this is a dragged out series focused on one home. You can fit those financial tidbits in there somewhere, as opposed to just shouting big numbers: 1.5 million, 200,000, 20,000, 35,000. It's gonna be another 60,000 for this. Okay, something's got to give.
I hear you.
That's my only frustration with the show.
I hear you, but I don't need that here. He can do a podcast. He can write a book.
Well, that's why I'm inviting him on so he can tell us.
he can create a pamphlet and send it out in the mail.
Listen. No. Robert, don't do an ebook. I
said a pamphlet, not an ebook. Pamphlet. If you're from the 90s, you know what a pamphlet is.
Don't do any of that. You can come on this podcast right now and talk to us and let us know how we can start flipping our money in case we want to buy a slave mansion somewhere.
Okay. TeaRon, what's your rating for this? Give us your rating, please. I
am going to give the show a Jennifer Lewis. It's a feel-good show. You watch it and you can just have it on in the background, glance up at it, or you can really sit and watch it with your family and friends and really enjoy the different aspects for it. There's something for everybody. There's history there, like I said. The person that we are following is interesting enough that you don't get bored with that. And then the home, the results that we get, the reveals that we get, nothing is typical in this home. And so just those are really good payoffs, and they all have significant meaning to them. My only setback is that I feel like there could be more drops of information that really do not only inspire people to, look into you and look into the home and the story, but inspire people to, put things into action for themselves. And I think they kind of miss that mark a little bit. And then, like I said, also the production thing. I'm curious if it would have been strong enough to save all of the reveals for a final episode and give us just the story for the first 4 or 5, So just those different things that would appeal to me, just minute stuff. But again, no harm, no foul. I enjoyed it. I'm interested in seeing it through, and it's something that I could go back and watch again for sure. What about you?
Interesting. And to be clear, you meant Jennifer Lewis when you said that?
What did I say?
Jennifer Lewis.
That's what I said.
So you meant that's okay. I just wanted to be clear.
Did I say the wrong name?
No, you said Jennifer Lewis, but I was surprised. So I'm just.
Why?
I just was surprised. Okay, well, I won't be giving it a Jennifer Lewis. My rating is a bit different. So
okay, talk to me.
So I too, like you, love home renovation shows, all things HGTV. It's my jam. And I thought this was fantastic. It's very much in that vein, but they go a little bit further than what they're able to do on those shows. So I appreciate that. You mentioned the history that's involved. I love that the history is included in this because I feel like that's missing sometimes in a lot of the home renovation shows on HGTV. Like we meet the characters, we learn what they do and how long they've been married and where they live and what they're trying to do, but we really don't get the history of like how they got to where they are. And I love that we get the history of him getting this house, why it's so important, why he even ended up with a show, and then the history of the house of itself. So there's this ongoing storyline within the story of renovating the house. I feel like it's so much here, but it's never just like thrown at you to where you're like overwhelmed. They do a good job of weaving it throughout different episodes. And me, I'm always like, do we need 1 hour episodes? I think the 1 hour episodes make sense here, and I appreciate that. It is something you could just put on in the background and then just enjoy when you enjoy it. But you could also sit and pay attention and really, kind of hone in on it. It's something for everybody on this. It's like a family show. It could be a solo show, a nail salon show. Love that. Robert, I think Robert is fantastic. I am so glad that I now know who he is. He is such a gem, and I can just imagine like the opportunities he's going to get after this. I see him having like a line in Target or Macy's or whatever of like pillows or throw rugs or like whatever. And I love that for him. I really do. There were a couple of things, like you said, with the like laying it on real thick with the emotion. Like, for example, there's one scene where he's talking about like the back stairs and not wanting to have these back stairs because that's where like
I wanted to talk to you about that. Honestly.
And I felt him on that because I was like, I too kind of will close off these back
Here's
stairs, but that kept being a thing. Like
I'm gonna let you finish. I think I would have kept them.
Yeah, like they were small.
Yeah, but I think if it was like historically significant as they say it was, and there's likelihood that these are Black ancestors who would have been trekking those stairs and things. I think I would have kept it and just kind of as a
conversation piece.
Yeah, as a unique part of the home.
Yeah.
And then also I also like personally I just like hidden rooms and doorways and things like this in homes.
That. Not in my house.
I love that. I just love that. I love having
not in a 200-year-old home.
I mean, if you're designing the home, you know where the rooms
not
and
at
stuff
my
are.
house.
But
anyway,
I think I would have kept those stairs though.
You would have kept them.
Yeah.
I would have not. But yeah, to your point, there were some scenes that I was like, okay, y'all laying it on real thick. But I want to say, I think the story comes together beautifully. I like that we're touching on different things. I like that Robert is the center of this and he is able to show something different. I don't think I've ever seen anybody like him, and I'm so glad that we're seeing him. And there are people like him all over this planet, and so for them to be able to see Robert in this situation, I think is dope. So for me, I am actually going to give this an Angela Bassett.
What?
I think this is a fantastic show. I want more of it. I want to see a season 2 where he renovates, I don't know, maybe his New York condo or something. I don't know.
No, he said he's giving
Love
that
it.
up.
It's a black, huh?
He said he was gonna give it up once he was.
I know,
done.
but now I want him to get something else to renovate. Just
I want him to, because his style and stuff is so quirky. I wouldn't mind seeing him just renovate people's
other people
like interior design some stuff.
I'm cool with that. I want to see the rug line. I want to see the
Not
pillow
rug
line. I wanna
line.
see the bedding, the sheets, the candelabras, whatever you got, Robert. I'm here for it.
But you know, it is what it is. But I like I said, Robert, I just want some information. Don't hoard information like this. If you really trying to inspire us as black as we are, because we love renovating homes and stuff. So if you could let us know what you did and how, that'd be appreciated. You can come on here anytime. I know Tiara would appreciate that.
Yes, I would. So much.
And when you come on, I'm gonna have a pad and pen because I want to know. I want to get me some slave quarters too. If you've been watching this whole time, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified of all the things that we are doing here on the Ubiquitous Blacks platform. You can also support this show if you're listening as a audio medium. You can scroll down through the description, and there's a link to support this show. You can also do the same thing on YouTube and in various other places. Send a super thanks. Anything that you donate to the show will go to us sowing seeds into the platform and making it bigger, better, tighter, brighter, all the things. You can always find me on Instagram at TeaRon World, on TikTok at TeaRon with 2 underscores, and you can find Ubiquitous Blacks on various social media platforms at Ubiquitous Blacks. And let's see, email. You can email us, ubiquitousblacks@gmail.com. Any recommendations you have, Robert, you can email us and let us know when you're going to come on and give us advice, ubiquitousblacks@gmail.com. And also let Tiara know when the rug line is coming in the email. And you can send us an affiliate link.
Yes.
And we'll use that too.
No, yes.
You know, you gotta speak this stuff into existence. Again, Robert, that's
right.
ubiquitousblacks@gmail.com. Tiara, where can they find you?
Yes, you can find me on the socials at Tiera Takes. It's at TIERATAKES. And over on my YouTube channel, it's at Tiera Takes as well. I am doing travel content, so come by, say hello, and check out what I'm doing. And also, if you just want to make it easier, go to my website. It's tieratakes.com. And as TeaRon says, please send recommendations our way. We spend a lot of time putting together the list of things we want to review for y'all. And we love when people send us recommendations because, you know, it makes it a little bit easier, but also y'all send some good stuff. So please send things our way. We love to review it.
Please.
You
and
too,
thanks.
Robert. Send us some stuff. What are you watching?
Send us, let me give you a list.
Oh, Lord.
Send us your schedule so when you come on, send us the affiliate link for the rug line in the Target line. Mm-hmm. Send us tickets to a show because you're always doing shows. It seems.
And a scholarship to your school. Mm-hmm.
A scholarship. Who's going to the school?
I'll go.
Oh,
for improv.
You ain't really got to send us a scholarship if you just gonna let us in and let us do the thing.
I will gladly take the classes.
Yes, I'll take the classes too. And then let's see. There was something else.
You want the financials?
No, I already said that.
Oh, okay.
Please also send your dentist information because you got all 32 of your teeth shining up in your head. And I think you know, that's also probably why I didn't feel bad. Because I said he got all his side teeth. So
I'm done.
You know, it's a beautiful thing.
See it.
Yeah. We love to see it. We are so unserious.
That's you.
You too. You are right here with me. I'm not by myself.
Every week, right here.
Every week, and we will see you all next week as well.
Oh, Lord.
Peace out.
Bye.